Latvia has a population of fewer than 2 million people. Geographically and numerically, it faces limitations when competing against major European nations. Yet, looking at the youth national team results, the numbers are telling a pretty different story. Last year, the Latvian U18 team reached the Eurobasket semifinals and the U16s finished sixth. So both programs competed pretty deeply into these tournaments, eventually losing to France and Italy. So I spent the last weekend in Riga at the Get Recruited showcase, which was put on in conjunction with Win Win, which is an initiative I'll talk about a little bit later. But when I was there, I was talking to one of the board members from the Latvian Basketball Association. And when you look closely at how they run their ecosystem, their international success ceases to look like a fluke, right? It's the result of deliberate, pragmatic infrastructure choices that I want to talk about in this video. So the LBA addresses youth development through this initiative called Win-Win. The program focuses on a specific challenge, which is to help student athletes balance high-level basketball with formal education. Part of this strategy involves direct partnerships with American organizations to host college showcases right here in Riga. So this creates a direct pipeline to the NCAA. And for a long time, we've seen European clubs kind of view the American college path as a loss of talent, but actually the LBA views it as an extension of that talent development. At the same time, Latvia, like many other countries, face that challenge of domestic retention, right? So when a player shows high major potential, clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona pop in and they notice, they scoop them up. To counter this, Latvia built the Latvian Basketball Center for Excellence. So instead of losing every prospect to, these big name clubs at the age of 14, the LBCE retains a significant portion of national team pool players domestically. The development acceleration happens because of this competition structure. So that LBCE team doesn't play against other teenagers. They're competing in the second tier of the Latvian National Basketball League. So that places high school age prospects on the floor against these grown professional athletes. The physical adjustment required in those games really speeds up the developmental timeline of those players. But beyond the structural setup, I think the thing that really stood out most to me was just the mindset, the mentality that they have to look for these unconventional solutions to pretty complex problems. For example, they were telling me about how they're thinking about partnering with Finland to create sort of a Baltic super team to go play in the grind session winter circuit in America. So an idea like that requires creative thinking. It requires collaboration across borders and a specific financial allotment, right? But more importantly, it shows a willingness to experiment that's absent from many traditional European federations. Sitting down with an LBA board member at the showcase, the focus was entirely on sustainable growth. They understand their scale constraints, so they maximize efficiency instead. I think mid-major and high-major programs in the US that are looking for disciplined, physically prepared prospects should monitor Latvia closely. The Latvian model provides a blueprint for how small basketball ecosystems can maximize resource efficiency.